Hey guys, it's Rachel from the Little Green Lamb, and today I have my November favorites. If I'm looking down or over, I'm looking at my notebook where I have my list of favorites. So we are going to just jump right into this. So my first favorite is actually a beauty favorite, and is the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Powder Foundation. And this is in 01 Fair. It's the lightest shade that they offer. I was kind of thinking I might be the second shade, but no, the shade actually matches me perfectly. So this is kind of what it looks like. It's a pretty big pan. How am I going to hold this? It's a pretty big pan. I was buying my drugstore Rimmel London foundation, but it wasn't covering, giving me enough coverage. I find like a lot of foundations, you can still see the redness in my face come through. So, you know, and then it just has a sponge underneath that. And I found that this has very good coverage. I really wanted to try Bare Minerals because their foundation is known to be like, won't clog your pores as much, that kind of thing. As far as I've heard from like reading about it, that could be, I could be misquoting that, but it's supposed to be a little bit less harsh on the skin, so that's kind of what I was going for. And so far I'm really enjoying it. And then my second favorite is one that I've mentioned before, but it's my Joe Fresh Deluxe Foundation Sponges. There's two, and there's supposed to be two. I have one that I'm using right now, but basically, I hope it's not glaring either. But basically these sponges I love using for my foundation because I feel like I can get a better grip on them. I just put the foundation on my hand and then just dab it with the sponge and then, you know, wash it over my face. Not like that formulation, but I just dab it on my face. And I absolutely love them. I get them in like, sometimes they'll be like 4 for $5, which is pretty good. And I just use them, I start them on the Mondays and I just use, throw them out every 2 weeks because I wear makeup about 10 days out of the 14 days of the 2 weeks. Yeah, so I just throw them out like every 2 weeks. I don't know why I keep saying 10 days. Every 2 weeks, because then like the bacteria kind of gets off them, because to wash them it's really hard because the foundation just does not come off. Even when I use actual cleaner, does not. But I'm really enjoying them and they're pretty cheap and I can throw them out, which works out well because then I'm not having any like leftover bacteria kind of on my face or any gunk that's left over that can cause breakouts, because Lord knows I do not need help with that. Now moving on to TV, I only picked 3 TV shows to talk about because I'm actually going to be doing a video. I believe it's coming up in 2 Fridays from now, and it's basically a video that is going over all the TV shows I'm currently watching and loving, and more of a comprehensive breakdown for the people that don't really care what I'm watching. You only have to listen to me babble on about 3 of my favorites from now on. So picking the 3 that I really enjoyed watching. Even though I enjoy all my shows, these are the ones that I was more excited than usual to watch. So the first one is Westworld Season 1, The Maze. This just came out on DVD this month. I was going to binge watch it. It didn't end up happening. It took me 3 weeks to watch just because I didn't really have time to watch in the weekend, like fully commit down to an hour. But I was watching it every single weekend and it was so good. I absolutely adored it. The ending, I've been looking up YouTube videos on it. I just cannot wait for the second season. I really enjoyed the movie. The movie was definitely very different from the show, but just knowing the movie was created by Michael Crichton, who created Jurassic Park, like, made me so interested in the show. And it's such a good show and I have nobody in my life who watches it, and it's really annoying because I'm like, I just want to discuss it with somebody. My second show that I put on my favorites list is Superstore. This is the NBC show. It's on its 3rd season. I was catching up last week and it's such a funny show. Constantly funny. I just love it so much. The characters are so great. They make me laugh. I wish also somebody else watched this in my life, because it is just one of those comedies that took me by surprise. It was one that I was really anticipating coming out because America Ferrera is in it and I love Ugly Betty. I'm a big fan of that show. It's one of my favorite shows of all time. And this show is slowly becoming one of my ultimate favorites. And then the last show is Real Housewives of Orange County. Now I'm watching season 7 currently because I've been watching this since July and just catching up, because I'd seen a few like from the middle seasons on the TV when I used to go to the gym on Sundays. Like I went to a different gym and I had to stay there for a few hours because it was a while away from home. So my parents would drop me off and I'd stay there and, you know, like work out for a few hours and that kind of thing, because I went once in the week with friends and then the other time I just went on my own. And I'd watch that show and it's just something I watch before bed, like 20 minutes before bed, and it's something that kind of doesn't make, it's not like watching Westworld before bed when you're thinking. Like you can kind of, you know, relax, get in a mellow state of mind, and watch it. And I'm on season 7, so like I'm a far ways away. They're just finished wrapping season 12, so I'm still catching up. Then for movies, so every week pretty much me and my friend Ray, we watch a movie over Skype together, and we already watched the whole X-Men, like all the X-Men movies, and we are working our way through the DC universe. We only have to watch Wonder Woman, and then I have to go see Justice League. So this month I had 3 movie favorites, but my first movie favorite is Logan. This is the X-Men Last Wolverine film, and I absolutely adored it. I love the way it was shot. I love the color palette. It was equally like exciting, had sad moments, happy moments. It was just a mixed bag full of stuff. I thought it was really, really well done, and definitely one of my favorites of the franchise. Then, shocker of all shocks, I actually really enjoyed Batman vs. Superman. I didn't think I was going to enjoy this. I heard totally horrible things about it, like the worst things ever, and I was like, I am not going to enjoy this, because I hated Man of Steel. Like, I don't like that movie. I probably will never rewatch it unless like somebody I really cared about wanted to rewatch it and I was feeling like I'm going to make them happy by rewatching with them, but like that would take a lot, because I didn't like it. So I was like, oh my gosh, like I'm gonna have to be through a slog, like everybody hates this. But I really enjoyed it. Maybe because people didn't like how there's not as much action. I just like a good story, you know me. And then I really like Suicide Squad, which I was really excited to watch, and I really ended up enjoying it, so that one wasn't too much of a surprise. Then for music, I have quite a few albums on this list. So the first one is the Aly and AJ 10 Years EP. Also, I'm going to write all these down in the down bar, all my favorites, so you have like it written in case like spelling. Because some of these it's like, especially names, when it comes to names, it's like better just to write it down, because then you can Google it easier for everybody. Then I've been really enjoying By Your Side by Jonas Blue. Despacito, finally got into that song. You know, it took me most of the year. By Fonsi featuring Daddy Yankee. I hope I'm not mispronouncing that. Almost just got a paper cut across my knuckles when I moved my hand there. Jeepers. Then I've also been enjoying Smile by Simon Webbe. That's an album. I talked about that last month because it released last month, but I got really, really into it this month, more so than last month. And my favorite album, though, I'd have to say of this month is actually The Amber Room by Maurice. If you're going to take any of my music suggestions, listen to this album. It's so good. It's just like one of those albums that you have to listen to all the way through. Like some of the songs lead into the next one. The first song, I believe June 21st it's called. That one links into Little More so well. It's one of my favorite interludes from the end of a song to the beginning of the next. So good. Absolutely love that album. My favorite song right now is Yeah, 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 which I probably was like, I always feel like I'm saying that horribly with my voice, but whatever. And then looking forward, so after reflecting back, it's always good to look forward. So what I'm looking forward to is Christmas time and New Year's. New Year's, I have a lot of fun on. Like, obviously I love Christmas and stuff like that, but I love, like, me and my best friend always have a theme for New Year's, and it's always just, like, a lot of fun. And we get, like, hyped up on sugar, and I go berserk because I can't handle that much sugar in my system. And, like, because of, like, you know me, like, obviously I don't drink, so that's my, like, craziness. When I get sugar in me, I'm like, woo, ready to party, but... my life. And then also working on my project. I'm working on a script right now. It's going to take a long time, but I'm really excited to start working on it. It's going to, I think, really help me not only reflect on certain things that have happened to me this year, but to really cleanse and do something creative. And then the last thing I'm looking forward to is Vlogmas videos. Like, I try to keep up with Vlogmas. It's so hard because I have so much on my YouTube feed, but I really just love seeing the Christmas spirit or holiday spirit spread around. And yes, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Definitely let me know some of your favorites in the comments below, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.